This is Brian Drummond here, the OG voice of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, and you're watching Anime Secrets. It's over 9,000!
Toku Secrets is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Oh, yes! This is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in!
Welcome to Toku Secrets. Join us as we journey into the marvelous world of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and many other tokusatsu. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. It's Morphin time! Link to the Morphin. I'm Nathan Desai, the dazzling adventurer, Spoken Silver.
I'm Patrick Allen, I'm Shinken Red.
And I'm Ridwan Merchant, Gokai Red.
And I'm Anthony Davis, also known as Curie Green. And we're Toku Secrets.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Toku Secrets Podcast, presented by animesecrets.org. And today is a very special day for the Toku Secrets Podcast because it is a first for, well, quite a lot of things, actually. For the first time in this podcast history, we are actually going to be covering content from the Showa era of tokusatsu. The Showa era being pretty much everything from the 70s and 80s, because as most people know, the Showa era ended in 1989. So yeah, we're taking a look at some of the older stuff now, seeing as everything that we've covered up to this point has either been Heisei or Reiwa era. But also, in a much bigger note, we are finally taking a look at something Metal Heroes related. We have covered Super Sentai very much in depth. We have taken a look at multiple seasons now, and we have covered Kamen Rider all right-ish, and we're definitely going to be taking a look at some more Kamen Rider stuff this year as well in 2026. But yeah, we have absolutely not touched Metal Heroes at all. In fact, if you want to be technical about it, we've actually technically kind of touched Ultraman, since Gridman is kind of considered part of Ultraman content. So yeah, Metal Heroes is the only major tokusatsu genre that we have not touched, and we're about to change that in light of both the new series that's going to be coming out that will be replacing Super Sentai during its hiatus, the Project Red, which is basically like a Gavan S series. So Metal Heroes is coming back. So what better way to start covering Metal Heroes than taking a look at its very first installment, that being Uchuu Keiji Gavan. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at the first 4 episodes today. We're going to be taking a look at 10 episodes each over the next couple of episodes as well, and then have that 1 episode dedicated to its in-game arc, which is about 3 episodes. The reason why we're doing 10 episodes this time around is because, and I can speak from experience here, seeing as I've seen a lot of show era stuff, a lot of kind of meaningless weekly filler episodes this time around. So we kind of just don't want to dedicate too much to something that doesn't have as much substance to it in terms of structure. So yeah, we just kind of want to only dedicate a couple of episodes to this one. But with that said, let's give a little bit of a background to Uchuu Keiji Gavan. It aired from March of 1982 to February of 1983. The translation is Space Sheriff Gavan. Uchuu Keiji and Gavan is the same. It would pretty much be the same. It's got a theme, I guess you could say, of like space and police. It was developed by Toei out of a desire to have another superhero show other than Kamen Rider to revolve around a solo character. And they were also hoping that children could instantly jump into the show without having to know anything about the concept, which honestly probably explains why a lot of episodes are the way they are because, you kind of get the hint that this was kind of a show designed to where a kid could tune into any random episode and be instantly hooked without having to know an overarching story. Some early names for the show included Space Detective Z, Gingjiro, and Gene Bird. They eventually got the name Gabon from the famous French actor Jean Gabin, who it was apparently very popular in Japan. I've never heard of that actor, but that's just what I read from a couple of fun facts here. The writer is Tozo Uehara, who was a legendary toku writer, even if his content might not be the biggest, because before he was on Metal Heroes, he was the head writer for Super Sentai from its original series in 1975 all the way to 1982. So that would mean that he did Go Ranger, Jaka, Battle Fever, gross, Dingy Man, and Sun Vulcan. He left to work on the Metal Heroes, and he briefly returned. He was an assistant writer for 7 episodes on O Ranger, and he would serve as the head writer for the Metal Heroes series up until 1987. So he did Gabon. So he did all 3 Space Sheriff seasons. So that's Gabon, Charivan, and Shiner. He did Juice Peon and Spielbahn. He also did 1 episode for Med Alder and Blue SWAT, and he's also done some assistant writing on Ultraman and Kamen Rider, and he was the head writer of that Spider-Man show that aired between 1978 and 1979. So yeah, this guy has pretty much kind of done it all in terms of like show era tokusatsu. Now, unfortunately, he also passed away in January of 2020 due to liver cancer. Rest in peace. Whatever you may think of his series, well, he gave us Super Sentai for the first time, and he gave us Metal Heroes for the first time. So even if not all of his work was amazing, uh, he still did some good stuff. And I mean, and I'm personally a fan of Dingy Man, and I thought that Jaka had some good moments, and there's a lot of charm to Go Ranger. So yeah, definitely a respectable writer. I mean, he was the OG, so you got to respect the OG. Now, Gavan was never formally adapted in the West, but we did actually see him in Power Rangers. Beast Morphers actually adapted the episodes where Go Busters has to team up with the next generation Gavan. So they created a new character called Captain Shaku, which I haven't seen that episode yet,
I
but
have.
yeah, I mean, how was that? Like, how was that episode?
It was actually pretty decent. They he I remember that he was actually in 2 episodes of Beast Morpher, so he just wasn't like a one and done type of character, but he did pop
Yeah.
up again in the next episode.
He was a very interesting one-off character, but at the same time, that 2-parter was very weird because I don't know why they adapted it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
Well, wasn't it also
plus,
connected to
plus he
the
was a cyborg. Plus he was a cyborg.
Yeah, it was kind of when they started introducing the stuff that would lead into the Dino team up.
Yeah, where they bring back Jason and the Dino Charge Rangers.
Because they fought, I think that was when they fought Putties for the first time in that 2-parter.
Yeah.
It was such a bizarre string of episodes, but
Chaku sounds like a weird name though. Like, is it because he says Joe Chaku to transform? Like, I don't know. I mean, okay. I mean, there are worse things that you could call it. So,
I mean, they're paying respect to the source material in some regard, so I respect
it.
Yeah. But okay, those are all the fun facts for Gavan. So, we are going to be taking a look at the first 4 episodes. We are going to be jumping into taking a look at our first show era content. But before we do all that, seeing as this is early show era, there's no cold open, so we hear the theme song for the first time with the first episode. What do we think about this theme song?
I liked it until I realized that they started playing it 3 or 4 times every episode, and I'm already tired of it.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, that
I liked the remix that they did later down the line with Type G. Honestly,
I mean, honestly, I expected him to play the song ad nauseum given this from the 80s, so eh. But also, I like the song, so not as worried about the song playing multiple times just yet, but maybe that'll change as we get further into the show.
no, that's not going to change. That's typical show air action
No, no,
where
no,
they
no. I
play.
mean, my opinion will change as I get more annoyed by it if I get annoyed by it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's typical Showa era tokusatsu where they play the theme song over like the final battle and a couple of battle scenes. I think we've technically seen that too because they did that a lot in I at the very least remember them doing it during the Jetman and G Ranger final battles. Maybe they did it in O Ranger. I can't remember, but yeah. I think it's an okay theme song. Probably not this artist's best work. I probably prefer the Shiner theme song that he did. And I know this same artist did a couple of things for Sentai. He did the Sun Vulcan theme, which, yeah, that's a pretty cool theme. I know we did the theme song for a G12 in Go Onger, which I'm going to have to listen to that a couple more times. But anyway, let's jump into the first episode, The Strange Fortress Beneath Tokyo, where the episode opens up as this elderly horseback riding club owner whose name is Gosuke Fuji. He tells two children of a colony in space that seeks to create a base to allow people to live in space. But in the depths of space, there's a rift where the evil space crime organization Maku dwells. Here's a little fun fact about this Gosuke character who's going to be like a recurring character for the rest of the show. He he is portrayed by Jun Tatara. This is not the first time that while this may be his first role in Tokusatsu, this is not the first time that we see this actor here on the Toku Secrets podcast. Because who did he play, guys? Well, unfortunately, he
Barza.
didn't play an awesome character. He played Barza in G Ranger, and he's going to be just as useless here as he was in G Ranger,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Um, yeah. Although he's technically 10 years younger, so, but yeah. Um, Maku seeks to conquer Earth and turn it into a planet dominated by crime, and it dispatches a monster, an army of Crusher soldiers onto Earth. They're wreaking havoc and destruction. And elsewhere in space, there's another ship called the Superdimensional High-Speed Ship Dalgiran. It's piloted by the Uchuu Keiji Gavan. So he's already Gavan. He's a native of the planet Bird, and he's a member of the Galactic Union Police Force, which is like basically I guess you could say that it's kind of like the Green Lantern Corps, like it's kind of like an intergalactic law enforcement agency, and he is traveling toward Earth. He's on a new mission to save Earth. Earth is the world where his mother was born, and he gets warned by his superior officer, Commander Quam, about the former Uchuu Keiji hunter killer who betrayed the Galactic Union. He vows to protect Earth. He's accompanied by
Stupid name, by
Mimi.
the way.
What's that?
The stupid name, by the way. Hunter
Yeah, that
Killer.
is bad. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get more obvious of a
Anthony,
villain name than that.
they're very creative. They have great names, and it is great.
Yeah, it's a double redundant name, or does he kill hunters? I don't.
Right,
I don't know.
exactly.
Yeah, this is bad.
That'd be like that. It's. I'm trying to think of
we're already off to a bad thing with names. Planet Bird. Are we serious?
Yeah, like
this? Come on.
Well, at least we know why that's called Planet Bird with what's going on with Mimi. But still,
I'm gonna turn into a canary. That's all I can do, by the way. Good grief.
Oh man.
She should be lucky she's cute. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Mimi is Commander Quam's daughter, vows to go anywhere that Gavan goes, and she refuses to go back to Bird. Here's a fun fact
she
about
loves him.
Gavan. Yeah, she does. Gavan is played by Kenji Oba, who was a veteran of Super Sentai at this point. He had played Shiro Akebono, Battle Kenya, the Black Ranger in Battle Fever J. One of the only good character, probably one of the only like semi-decent characters in that Sentai. He was Daigoro Oume, Denzi Blue, Blue Ranger of Denshi Sentai Denzimon. He briefly reprised both of these roles at different points in Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. He was also one of the human forms of Shurikenja in one episode of Nimpu Sentai Hurricaneger, because Shurikenja kind of had this weird thing where he would take on different human forms, which were always played by a actor from a different Super Sentai show. Like they had the guy who played Shishi Ranger, they got the guy who played Domon for one episode, and they just happened to get Kenji Oba for one. And he also played Don, well, the human form of Don in Geki Ranger. Not going to mention anything else about Don because I don't want to give Riz an aneurysm here. He's done a lot of suit work. Yeah. He is also a suit actor. In fact, the actor himself, I believe, owns his own stunt coordinating firm. But yeah, he was actually for a couple of episodes. He did the suit work for Aka Ranger, and he was also the suit actor for a couple of episodes of All Shark and Sun Vulcan. So pretty cool stuff. So Gavan uses the Doggeron to fight off some of the Maku ships. Then they head to the Earth's surface. They intercept Maku and one of the monsters as they're attacking a group of kids. And it's there that Gavan reveals that he's able to transform into his armor, Uchuu Keiji form. So as Gavan, he can fire laser beams from his fist. He can project energy barriers. He's equipped with the laser blade. It's a sword that looks normal at first, but then can project a blue energy blade to basically become a lightsaber. And he can perform finishing moves with that. He has his own vehicle called the Cyberian, a red motorcycle with a sidecar that he uses to enter Maku space. And he has a personal mech too, which is the lower portion of the Doggeron, which detaches and transforms into a dragon-like robot called the Electronic Starbeast Doll. He uses it to combat bigger monsters. And yeah, we're seeing Gaimon for the first time. So what do we think about this Gaimon suit?
It was always good looking in stills, but honestly, seeing it in motion, it looks worse. Like,
how so?
It looks too clunky for how agile he's moving. I know that it's probably fixed itself when he comes back in later things because they probably streamlined the suit a little bit.
Yeah.
But this initial one, it looks really clunky.
Yeah, I think
better. It looks better when his eyes glow, though. But that's like very rare.
The eye glows. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen the Go Busters versus Gavan thing, but they did do one where the new Gavan did appear in a Q Ranger episode, and I thought that it translated well with that type of action. So yeah, it's probably
just fine in Gokaiger too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looked amazing Gokaiger.
They probably slimmed the suit down a little bit, and I know that they ended up making it fully chrome, which this thing being like a flat gray, it looks really bad.
You see in some shots,
chrome is.
It looks like in some shots it's chrome, but then it's not. You know,
the one that they actually use in fight scenes is not, and it doesn't look good to me.
It's weird too, because
I definitely feeling that.
Because like 2 years later, when they do Scheider, like I mean, Scheider was the one that they used for Ryan season 2 suit in VR Troopers. Like, I thought that footage looked okay.
That one didn't look bad though.
Yeah, and neither did the one like Spielbahn. I think was after that. Spielbahn was JB suit. I mean. So yeah, it's kind of weird how granted this is their first time, so I guess we can't really be too harsh on it. But yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing the original because I really liked what the Type G is what they call the next generation one.
Yep.
In action, but yeah, looking at it now, it it's like what you said, Riz, when you were texting me. This definitely looks like 70s and 80s stuff, but I don't know if you were talking about it in a good way because I'm not talking about it in that way right now.
So while I was watching these episodes, a friend of mine called me and we would talk for a few minutes, and then he asked me what my podcast was tonight. So I told him about Gavin. And the way I explained Gavin to him, and kind of why I texted you what I did, Nate, was I told him, imagine if RoboCop met Star Trek, met Kamen Rider, and you get Space Sheriff Gavin.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
That will do it. That will do it.
And so he asked me, was it at least the good kind of 80s or the 70s? I said, well, it's nostalgic, right? Like the Star Trek visuals that we saw back in the, original Star Trek run with Kirk and all that. It had the same goofy sets, the same goofy special effects, and it had a charm to it that while it's not great by today's standards, it had that novel feeling of nostalgia for those that are a Star Trek fan, which, by the way, I'm not a Star Trek fan. I've never really watched a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit here and there, but even that was enough to be like, hey, this kind of harkens back to that kind of, TV show.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily hate Gavin. I just find it very bleh.
Well, what do you think about the suit?
Suit's fine. I mean, again, we're dealing with the 70s and 80s. Honestly, Nate, do you think Vader looked like he moved well in that suit the first time?
I mean, considering the one lightsaber that we got in the original Star Wars movie was like Obi-Wan moving like two old men.
Right.
Probably not.
But again, it's a critically acclaimed classic. Everyone loves it. We all forgive it for doing that. So I forgive the people in the 70s and 80s for creating Gavin and having the limitations they did. Because quite frankly, cinematography was not where it is today. And I think when we make these kind of comments, we're in a place of luxury that we can complain about stuff like that. Because back then, this is the best they could get. And I think with what they had, I think they did well. So did it look clunky? I agree with Patrick. It did look clunky. But I'm also going to look at it from the time it came out. Now, if we got this today, I'd be all over this saying, no, this is dog doo-doo.
Yeah.
But this isn't today. It was a lot further back in time than I care to admit to.
Yeah.
Because then that means that was 10 years before I came out.
Wow.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we're not going there. But
definitely not going there.
No, not at all. I don't know. It's just like I see it so often, right? Like people get upset about how things don't look like the 2025 or 2026 movie or TV. So there's currently like this controversy in the Toku fandom about a thing that's coming out at some point in the future, and everyone's hating on it because, it's not going to be anything better looking than 90s action movie. And I'm like, okay, but the 90s action movies were actually pretty dope back in the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd be down for that kind of aesthetic. Now, do I think they should have gone for that aesthetic? Not really, but if that's the aesthetic we're going to get, I'll take it because it was a fun aesthetic to do it right. Yeah. Now, if they botched it, that's a whole different matter. And that's really what it comes down to in your review and stuff is, take a look at the time that it came out, and then also, did they stick the landing? And I mean, with the suit here, with what they had, I think they stuck the landing fairly well for what they had. I mean, I agree with Patrick. It's
Yeah.
not the best thing in the world today, but I think in the 70s, if we were doing this back then, we'd probably say, yeah, we stuck the landing.
It's when I'm comparing it to other suits of its time, because Rider and Sentai suits were rather sleek even back then. It's just,
But also, I think they had more experience with spandex.
yeah, they were trying with more like armor plating look here. This might have been their
Right.
first
Yeah.
attempt at something like this. Yeah.
But also,
but-
like, so I'm gonna liken this to cosplay because I have friends who are cosplayers. The first couple of builds that any of my friends who are like a serious pro cosplayer do, their armor builds look sick, but they can't move worth a crap. But then I've noticed some people who are like more expert into craft, as they create more of these armor builds, they start to get a little bit better at moving around, and they account for things like, oh, let me figure out how to take a seat. Oh, let me figure out how to walk. So I think, Pat, you might be right when I cut you off that, yeah, this is probably their first time really trying armor build.
Yeah.
So again, we're looking into, like, we're going back in time to look at history right now.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm looking at
weird.
the.
It's
Go ahead, Patrick.
weird. It's weird for me because I don't think he moves any worse in the suit. Like, he's still flipping around and everything. It's just that he looks too bulky, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't look right compared to like the Riders and Sentai suits we had at the time, where the slimmer features made the quicker, more athletic movements flow better. It looks like I'm watching a box do flips.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Funny thing is, I'm actually looking at footage right now of Charivan fighting as well, and I don't think they did it as good. So yeah, I think it took them like 2 years before Shiner came out, and they kind of really started to get more of the hang of like creating these like armor build type of things. So it
because
took a little bit of time, but they got it.
Yeah, because I did skip ahead to look at a couple of the costumes afterward, and they did look more form-fitting and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, as for the remainder of this, so a typical Gavan battle is that Don Horror, that's the leader of Maku, he'll transport them and the monster into an alternate dimension, and then that's where he saves the day and defeats the monster. He does have a brief encounter with Hunter Killer in this episode. And the episode ends with Gavan, so he takes on the name Retsu Ichijoji. He takes a Retsu Ichijoji. That's the surname of his mom, and he gets a job at the Avalon Riding Club, and he vows to protect the world from Maku to the end. So yeah, that was our first episode. What do we think about it?
Dawn Horror. God, man, they did not try with names in this show.
No.
Dawn Horror. Good grief. I'm gonna say the same thing I texted Nate a couple of days ago. This was the most filler first episode I've ever watched in my life. There was no because even in some of the older bad Sentai we've seen, like Zoo Ranger and O Ranger, the first episodes, depending on whatever you think of the quality, I don't like Zoo Ranger's first episode. I thought O Ranger's first episode was pretty good.
Yeah.
They still had an air of fanfare to them. The resurrection of the Zoo Rangers, O-Red fighting solo after the other four were running for their lives. This didn't feel like it had anything like that. It just kind of, he arrived and then it played out like the next 3 episodes after this. Even his first henshin didn't have anything special about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the issue with the pacing because you think, okay, he defeat the monster, great, but then he has to fight another one in Maku space, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what
And
the heck is going on here? Like, this
and
is a
then the
very clunky fight
and
formula.
and then the epilogue is like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like he beats the thing and then it just cuts to him at a horse ranch for some reason. Like, what do you mean he got a job here?
How would he even get a job?
Come
Like,
on.
he doesn't live here.
Well,
And
I'm
then the next 3
assuming-
episodes, we don't even see him work there.
Yeah, he goes camping in a later episode. I was like, why are you going camping?
Thought you had a job.
Right.
His job is to work on a ranch, but it's actually he's the caretaker of the ranch, so they have kids who need to go camping.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, you know, you can't even say, well, it's a show era season, so cut it some slack. Because here's the thing, you know, not too long ago, I was watching the first episode of Kamen Rider, the very first episode of any Kamen Rider season ever, the one that came on in 1973, I believe, and that episode, I was surprised at how that episode really did feel like the first episode of something. It had great story to it. It gave some decent origins to how he became the Kamen Rider and everything. Like that came out like 9 years before this episode, and that was amazing. The original Super Sentai episode with Go Ranger wasn't as great, I don't think. Like, it did feel rushed a little bit, but there was still some fanfare to it. You know, like, you get the whole story of them like coming together, and I mean, there's no first henshin because the Go Rangers don't actually henshin much, but the whole them coming together and fighting for the first time, it does feel like, okay, this hasn't aged well, but it's still cool, and you do feel like you're looking at something which in the case of Super Sentai, like something that's like really big and historical given the time period.
Yeah.
And again, that episode came out 7 years before this. So yeah, you can't even say, well, it's a show era season, so cut it some slack. No, I'm not going to cut it slack. I saw the first episode of Kamen Rider and I loved it. I saw the first episode of Super Sentai and I really liked it. I did not get hyped from this episode. And this is the first episode of Metal Heroes. So no, this did not live up to the standards that the first episodes of the other two tokusatsu genres owned by Toei set for it. So
What
no, I'm not going to cut it some slack.
What I was confused by is that why didn't they just have him just be a regular human, and then he sees the destruction that's going on. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to do something." And then he gets picked up by the galactic union, and they're like, "Huh, this kid got some good moves. Hey kid, you want to join us?" He'd be like, no. They'd be like, well,
but they were trying to build the idea of a space serif union or force or whatever. And you know, if it's a space serif, you can't have it be an Earth boy.
That is true. Yeah.
The funny thing is, he is kind of an Earth boy because his mom was from here. I think the excuse of him being from planet Bird, I'm never going to stop laughing at that. The excuse of him being from that planet, it feels like so unimportant when it probably should be more important than it is.
Well, they just gonna name drop a lot of things in the first episode, like Planet Bird. They name drop that. They name drop. Oh, he's half human because his mom. What's his dad? Where's his dad from?
Apparently there. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing, we don't really know.
I'm assuming it's Bird. I guess it's pretty much like unequivocally like known that he was born on the same planet that he was living on for so long. Because I remember he said he has a relationship with his father mostly. I think his mom he didn't really have a relationship with. I'm assuming.
Funny thing is that I did watch the first couple of episodes of Scheider, and I felt like Scheider handled it a little bit better, where the whole first episode is that the villains attack. The Galactic Union says, okay, the Earth is under attack by this evil empire, and we need one of our soldiers to go and stop them and fight them. And they get the main character and they officially dub him with his space sheriff name, and they give him his powers and everything. And then he goes off to like fight them off. Like, I actually did remember getting a bit of fanfare from that episode. Like, it made, like, I watched it and I got hyped by like watching
See,
it.
why didn't they do that for this?
Exactly. Like, I mean, come on, Uehara.
And then like
Super Sentai, you should know how to do this, buddy.
and then what could have helped his case out better is that he was eager to go to Earth. He's like, cause like he'd been like, I've been dying to go to Earth because I hope I want to meet my mom someday. But yeah, it never happened. So like when the call finally comes and he's like, and they're like, hey, we need you to go to Earth. He's like, yes, finally. You know, that should be like an important moment for him.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
So yeah, that's why, I mean, I would probably, and again, I do want to stress that this is not me trying to hold this episode to the standards of like a Super Sentai or Tokusatsu show of today. This is me holding it by the standards of what I saw from the first Kamen Rider episode and the first Super Sentai episode. This does not live up to those standards. And even then, those episodes aren't amazing. Like the first Kamen Rider episode is probably like an 8 out of 10, and the first Super Sentai maybe an 8 or a 7. But yeah, this didn't even meet those standards. Like, I'd probably give this like a 4, probably.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I think I would give it a 4 or 5, honestly.
I'm gonna go with a 5. I mean, the thing is, I walked into this with very low expectation, so I'm not disappointed. I'm not annoyed by it. I just think it's all right, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I walked into this with low expectations too, and I was still disappointed.
Yes, but see, you have higher standards for some things than others do.
I don't know. I didn't walk into, because I haven't heard very many things from the Sentai from this era anyway. So I was like, okay, well, it's probably not going to be that good, but it's kind of an important show in Tokusatsu, so I'm going to watch it anyway. And I'm like, there's nothing here.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like I said, I mean, the first Super Sentai episode ever is not amazing. Like, it has definitely not aged well if we compare it to like Sentai that have come out recently. But I mean, when you look at it, like I thought it was pretty decent, and you know, like if I look at it for like what it was at the time, it was actually pretty fun to watch. This one, I mean, it, like Patrick said, it felt like a filler episode from like midway through, and it's the first episode. The only thing that's different is that we get an explanation on who Gavan is, and he's showing up in his ship, but it's like that could have easily just been a scene where, like, you know, he uses his ship to like fight off the other ships in space. Like, that could have easily been a scene from another episode in a filler episode. So yeah, this is I don't hate it, but again, I mean, I can definitively say that, like, of the 3 Tokusatsu properties that Toei owns, between the first episode of Metal Heroes, the first episode of Kamen Rider, and the first episode of Super Sentai, Metal Heroes has the weakest premiere episode easily.
Also, what happened to that conversation about there being a space station? It just kind of came up, and then it hasn't been brought up since then.
Yeah.
That got blown up.
No.
They never mentioned that if it did.
So go back and watch the episode. Like, the entire space station just gets blown up. Like, it's
Is that what
really
happened?
edited.
They
Yes.
didn't do a good job of showcasing that, if that's what really
Yeah,
happened.
not really.
Yeah.
Because no one brought it up. It's like they were hyping up. It's like, oh, well, this is going to be our way to talk to space. Well, if it got blown up, I'm pretty sure people would make a bigger fit over it.
You would think, right? Because I'm just like, did it get blown up? Like, wait, this is.
Oh man, there goes like $3 trillion. Darn it. And then they just move on. Like, what the heck, man? Come on.
It was so quick because of how they edited it. I was like, they just blew this whole thing up. Like,
I mean, Riz, you work in NASA. Do you think everybody would just be so nonchalant if something like that happened?
Nope.
They threw so much money.
Nope.
the employees would burn the NASA headquarters down in a fury.
Yep.
Okay, anyway,
you can't see my face right now, but my face is pretty great.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got nothing but filler episodes the rest of the line down. Episode 2, the stolen Japanese islands, filler episode where he has to foil Maku's latest scheme where they're holding an oil tanker for ransom. They're threatening to detonate it over Tokyo and destroy the whole city. Yeah, nothing to note about here. What do we think about it?
Giant flying wooden pirate ship nuke. What is this episode? Just the shots of the giant wooden ship flying over Tokyo is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen in a Toku show. Like, the visual is really, really absurd.
The dumbest thing you've seen in a Toku?
Just like from a visual perspective. Not from like a storytelling perspective, from a visual
never mind.
perspective.
I was about to major say to you all the things we've ranted about in the past.
Yeah, no. Like, I know Zoo Ranger, Ranger, and so forth have had really stupid things in it, but visually, nothing's been this dumb. Like, it had engine thrusters on the back of it. Like, what is this?
This is campy tokusatsu at its finest.
It's great.
Good curry. This is one of those things where I don't know if I should hate it or love it because it's stupid.
Say that I liked it. Okay, I think this is actually the strongest episode of these 4 episodes because I'm going to have some pretty mean things to say about the next 2 episodes. So, yeah, I at least found this one entertaining and it at least seemed pretty standard affair. So, it's not an amazing episode, but I at least found it entertaining just for like some dumb Toku fun.
Right.
Yeah. I will say this, though, and this is going to be a trend over the next 2 episodes, too. His unhenshined because I know you said he was a suit actor at one point in Go Ranger and Sunvolgen. The out of suit fight scenes and choreography in general are just really, really good in the show. Like, if there's one thing I want to compliment the show on, is his choreography out of suit. It's genuinely good stuff. The fact that he does most of his own stunts, like it adds something to it.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like how Dan Southworth did a lot of his own stunts in Time Force. And there was just a whole like different level of like his ability to fight. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to really hate about this episode. I know it's a filler, but I still found it to be entertaining enough. So I'd probably give it a 7. I'm probably being super nice there, but
yeah,
I mean,
I'm giving it a 5 just for the flying boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 too, just for that too.
I agree with the 2.
Okay, if this wasn't the first podcast episode of this, where we could have where the thumbnail was obviously just going to be Gavin doing his pose, I would have vouched for the flying boat being the thumbnail.
Patrick, do not tempt me.
After the disasters we've made when we were covering Megaforce.
Need I remind you of our good friend Jaden and what I've done there? Or, oh, hey, Patrick, remember this? Here's some advice for you. Let it go.
Yeah, let it get out. That'll always be
Hey, get in gear.
Remember You remember the time where you put the Jungle Fury Geki Ranger logo over Troy's eyes, and that was the thumbnail?
Yes. I don't even remember
Good
why
times.
I did that. I don't even know
Good
why I did that
times.
anymore.
I don't
The good
know.
old days of wild, wacky
we
thumbnails.
we didn't care about Megaforce, so we didn't
Having
care. We were
fun.
just screwing around.
Yeah.
Listen, the show ain't gonna be fun. We're gonna have some fun at least.
Yeah. You know, okay, just
We
for
gotta
old
have
times,
fun some
for
ways.
old times sake, Riz, if you had the time, just take the boat and just Photoshop Gavin on it really small.
That could work. Anyway, episode 3, it's major. Stop Dr. Koroboshi's BM project. Filler episode where Retsu has to save a group of children as they get abducted by Maku to be experimented on by an evil doctor. We find out in this episode that Hunter Killer supposedly killed Retsu's father, whose name was Uchuu Keiji Voicer, but his death was never confirmed, meaning he could be alive somewhere. This is probably not going to be relevant because just knowing how some show shows are, they're not going to follow up on this, but I'm just making a note of it just in case. But yeah, what do we think about this episode?
Who is this doctor? Like, is he just working with them?
I guess so.
I'm assuming so.
Don't worry about it.
I was watching this episode and I just saw this human doctor working with them. I'm like, did I miss something in one of the last 2 episodes about there being a rebel with the humans or something? What is he doing with them?
Because I remember they know him by name. They said, "Oh, he's Dr. So and So," and I'm just like,
yeah, I know.
"Okay,
So
he's
like,
well known."
Did they forget to do the episode where he joined them or something? What is going on here?
You guys remember that episode of Old Ranger when we had that same plot with like the that doctor who basically made his own son or whatever, like made a robot version of his son?
Yeah.
How was that done better than this?
Making positive comparisons to O Ranger, no.
Man, we're entering that kind of bad territory, huh? You're making O Ranger look good. You've got problems.
Unfortunately. I didn't want to, by the way. It kind of
but it was necessary. It was necessary.
They hated him because he spoke the truth.
Yeah. But honestly,
I told the truth.
I didn't even spot that, but that just makes me hate this episode even more because I already dislike this one because it's like we get a couple of scenes where like Retsu, like we get the scene right out of nowhere at the beginning where Retsu is talking about, oh, my father used to be a Uchuu Keiji and now I need to live up to that, which I mean, those are great scenes and all that. And we learned a little bit more about his father. So when I was watching this at first, I thought, okay, this is going to be a really good episode because we're going to get a bit more like insight to Retsu as a character. But
nope.
Then they yeah, and they just jettison on that, and then they just not so well segue into a completely unrelated plot with the monster of the week that has absolutely nothing to do with it. And there you go. I mean, we could have had him fight. We could have gotten some more scenes with him and Hunter Killer where maybe Hunter Killer is taunting him about, how his father was pathetic and how he'll kill his father and get a few more scenes of him just thinking about his mission. And would this episode have been amazing? No, but it would have been fine for like and probably would have been really good by Showa era standards. But yeah, this episode doesn't know what it wants to be about, and to the point where honestly, even if you took out the evil doctor, this episode would still be bad just for that alone.
And then why did it make it seem like the doctor guy was like the actual like supernatural being? Because I'm just like, because at the beginning of the episode, he's taking goats with that butterfly net, and then like when Gavin is like pursuing him, do that weird jumping effect where like he's hopping but really it's just them skipping over like cuts of him just like hopping to the next location quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, he's probably just okay. So he's not. So he's an alien, but like, no, he's human. I'm
No,
like,
that is one nimble old man.
right.
Literally, and to quote what Anthony just said, capturing goats with a butterfly net. This show is on drugs, and I don't like it.
Yeah. You want to chime in at anything, Riz?
I'm just here for the ride at this point.
Yeah. And I want to stress something here to like all the listeners. Like, okay, please take it from me as because I want to stress this. I've seen every season of Super Sentai from the Show era season. I'm currently watching the original Kamen Rider series. I'm not going to judge these shows by the standards of today. I'm judging it by the standards of what I saw when I watched those older Sentai and Kamen Rider shows. And even if I lower my standards to that degree, I'm still not impressed with this stuff. So, I
Yeah.
want to stress that I am not trying to judge this by the standards of some amazing Sentai that came out recently, like King Oger or Shinkenger or stuff like that. I want to stress that I'm not on old stuff. There are some Super Sentai seasons that came out in the Showa era that I absolutely love. So don't call me a hater on the oldies because I'm not.
Honestly, even if a show is like from 20 or even 30 to even 40 years ago, as long as the story is good, I'll still watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for this episode, yeah, I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
I will third your 3. Ha ha
Awesome.
ha. Ha.
Dad jokes. All right, last episode of this batch, the Majin helmet that calls big time. Filler episode where Retsu has to stop the Maku from getting this powerful helmet that'll make them invincible. What do you guys want to say about it? Because I got something to say.
You actually have something to say? What is there
Yeah,
to
but
say
not in a
here?
good way. Not in a good way.
What is? Yeah, I was about to say, what is there to say here?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this too because I have no opinions right now.
Speak.
Okay. No. This is a cliched. Like, okay, this is one of those tokusatsu filler staple episodes that I absolutely despise, where the villains are after some powerful item that will make them invincible, and they're going out of their way to obtain it. And then they do obtain it, but then the villain our heroes defeat them like they would defeat any other normal monster. And even though this artifact was receiving so much hype, like it might as well be as like powerful as like something like, I don't know, the Ark of the Covenant from the first Indiana Jones movie. You would think, okay, is that going to become like a recurring element? No, it's just a MacGuffin item of the day, and it ends up not mattering at all for the rest of the show. I hate those types of episodes. I hate these types of episodes. They are some of the most annoying episodes ever. I
just
can't stand
love
these episodes.
I just love the fact that like, oh snap, like might have to, you know, might have a to really go all out. He wants to beat this guy. He beats him in one strike. I'm just like, then why did you hype the helmet up like it was gonna be a big thing?
I love the line after he beats him where he picks up he was confused. Like he was like, why did I kill him in one shot? I thought he was supposed to be invincible.
And then they put some BS line about 500 years of being dormant, it just lost its magic. I'm like, that's not a thing.
Free cop out writing.
Yeah,
this would be like if the philosopher's stone from freaking Harry Potter just didn't work, and I'm just like, after that being used for so long, that's not how it works.
we left it unplugged for 500 years, it didn't work.
What?
Yep. Yep.
Like, you could have made this a little interesting by having like the person from the demon helmet be like a recurring villain. Maybe that would have made this whole thing work, but no, you just have him get killed like a random monster. I mean, on top of that, there's so many dumb plot holes. Like, the Maku don't know where the temple is, but yet they're somehow able to track these random doctors all over the place.
Right.
There's a
Oh,
point where
oh,
go ahead.
not only that, but people have fought wars over this thing, and I'm just like, so
War. What's it good for?
could you imagine people who died for this thing? Like, wait, it stopped working after 500 years. We could have just not done anything with it and just left it alone, and then we would have been fine.
It's just a glorified paperweight at this point.
And then there's like a scene where Retsu falls off the edge of a cliff and he's supposedly hurt, and then he wakes up and Mimi says, "Oh, I saved your life," and it's like, all you did was just take a wet cloth, put it in some water, and put it on his head. How did that save his life?
I did something.
It's the Resident Evil 6 healing method. Just pour rubbing alcohol on your wound and you're just fine.
Right.
Oh my god, this is bad.
Yeah.
Even by Showa era standards, this is bad. I'm sorry. Like,
Well, it's not great now, is it?
no, it's not. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you little faith.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, this is the worst episode of the batch. Like all those plot holes, the fact that it has one of the dumbest cliche tokusatsu plots, which thankfully I don't really remember that many episodes from that use this type of staple. And okay, to be fair, there's probably a bunch, but most of the time, especially if they did it in later seasons, they at least try to make something out of it. So yeah, I'm giving this a 2. I hate episodes like this. Then you have to add the plot holes and that stupid thing on how Mimi supposedly saves his life when all she did was just put some water on his head. Like, everything about this episode is just dumb. I can't stand it.
I mean, really.
So I'm gonna assume, based on that rant and based on previous scores, that Nate will give this somewhere between a 0 and a 1.
I said a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
You're being nice to it based on your feedback.
Take that, Riz.
What about you guys?
You know what?
Uh-oh.
Because Nate is too much of a wimp to do what must be done. Better be a 1.
Awesome.
But let's not confuse it with being number 1. Sorry, good Zeebzer.
I respect the dedication. I'm going with Riz's number.
See, Patrick knows the way.
I agree with that too.
Anthony knows the way. Brothers, this is the way.
Succumb to peer pressure, Nathan. You know you want to change it.
Yeah, it's a 1. One's across the
Yay!
board.
One of
Yay!
us. One of us.
One of us. One of us.
Haha, one of us. Haha, pun.
That
laughing.
was the joke.
Puns.
We're so pun-tastic.
Oh,
that wraps up.
I'm punny.
These review episodes are going to be a disaster.
Yeah, they are.
Patrick. Some might even say these are a punishment.
Oh God! Just
okay.
We're so.
You want to know why I hate that one so much more than a lot of the other ones you said? That one was actually clever.
Patrick, I've been making clever puns all night, even before we got into recording.
Anyway, that wraps up the. Go ahead, Riz.
And now Q, one of our fans who knows who he is, getting in my DMs and asking me what were my other puns tonight.
If he's even watching this episode, he won't watch anything that we're doing where we're not covering Sentai.
You know what? You might be right. We'll see.
Anyway, so yeah, That wraps up the episode review portion. We can now move. Usually, when we do like this first thing with a Super Sentai or even a Kamen Rider show, we take some time to talk about the villains, but there's not much to talk about at all, other than
I'm
just
making
that.
out.
They were
I'm
boring.
making fun of his name again. His name is Dawn Horror. What is
Exactly.
this? He's a wall with grabby hands. What is this character?
Oh God! Don't oh God! Don't watch Zenkaiser then.
Hey, I like Zenkaiser, dang it.
I know what Anthony's talking about.
I know, but it's so funny.
That is
At least he was
true.
entertaining though. At least he was entertaining though.
But yeah, now I guess when it comes to like tier rankings, I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, none of us have seen like a full Metal Hero series all the way through, so it'll be kind of difficult. But I mean, we're going to be seeing a bunch more as we review these, so I guess we can do the tier ranking for Retsu. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some good Metal Hero shows out there because I like Shiner for what it was, and I hear some good stuff about the B Fighter series. So
Yeah.
I feel like there are going to be some heroes that probably do go up into like the B, A, and S tiers, but I don't think Retsu's going to be one of those. But I don't think he seems that unlikable. I'll probably put him as just like C, where he's just an all right character.
He is the most.
I mean, it's all right.
hero
Like,
type. Yeah. He is the most standard heroic hero you can possibly have.
Hero.
Hero. Yeah. We don't know much about him. We don't like know anything about, like his hobbies. He's too like stoic. Like Bird Lady keeps hitting on him and he's like, I don't have time for your crap.
Yeah.
Like,
He's a very one-note character so far, and I'm assuming that's not going to change much.
every time I turn around, she's like, "Hi, nice to be finally alone," and he's like, "Yeah, whatever."
A woman. and then she turns.
Oh, just leave me alone, dang.
And then she turns into a canary for some reason.
It's just a canary for some reason. Over and over and over and over and over and over.
This is indeed a tokusatsu show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, but yeah, where would you guys want to hear him up at?
So
I don't know.
Okay, so hear me out, because I'm about to do something insane. You ready for it?
We're getting ballsy in here.
We're getting ballsy in here. We're going balls deep.
Wait a minute. Wait, whoa.
All right. So, because we've all never seen a Metal Hero TV show before, right? We have no real basis to judge a Metal Hero TV show by.
Yeah.
Therefore, until further notice, I can only say this is an S tier for the Metal Hero genre.
I hate how I understand the logic behind this.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. Take it. God.
I told you.
Poles.
I told you we're going balls deep.
We should just have it be a running joke that no matter what, he's an S tier just for the heck of it.
No. Patrick. He's an S tier for Space Seraph Gavin. He's a double S tier.
He's the best metal hero in this season in particular.
That's true. You can't lie.
That's a triple S tier character right there. He's a triple S title.
Well, I have no rebuttal.
I can't refute that. I guess.
Because once again, Rizwan is correct, and you have nothing else to say about it.
That's fair.
And now Patrick is sitting there cursing me for being right and getting a bigger ego.
Well, hopefully we see some better. Hopefully, maybe when we look at Project Red, we'll get better. We'll have something better to judge it on.
Well, I mean, I am still questioning if we're going to be able to classify Project Red as a metal hero, or will it end up being a Sentai?
Maybe it's a mixture of both.
They're pulling elements from all of the above.
Well, I mean, having metal heroes as like a team isn't unheard of, because I mean, Juco B Fighter.
Don't bring your logic into this.
Okay.
Let's just have our imaginations.
Right.
Anthony. It's not imagination. It's imagination!
Oh boy.
Ew.
Imagination.
Anyway.
And this is the part of the night where Toku Secrets Podcast goes off the rails.
Toku Secrets Podcast After Dark.
Is no one going to acknowledge my amazing pun?
Off the rails.
Right after the Toku reference. Come on, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I got
it.
I
caught it. No, I caught it. I caught it.
God knows how many times that I'm immune to it now.
This episode is drunk. This episode is officially drunk.
But anyway,
is the episode drunk or is our podcast drunk? I can't even tell anymore.
This is what happens when we review crap.
Yes.
But anyway, this was our first look at both the Metal Heroes franchise and the Showa era. Now, hopefully next time when we take a look at another Showa era property, I'm going to make sure that I recommend one of the good Showa era Sentais for us to take a look at that. But that'll be very much into the future. We will continue to take a look at Gavan, and when we of course we do have Maji Ranger officially wrapped up, and we'll be giving you guys out the last couple of episodes on that over these next couple of weeks. We'll be returning to Kamen Rider Zest very soon, and we got a lot of stuff planned for you guys into the year of 2026, and we hope you guys will join us for all of that. Got some great content for you guys, but until then, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed listening to the Toku Secrets Podcast, please check us out at animesecrets.org and follow us on all our social media pages such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also feel free to check out our other podcasts, including Anime Declassified and the Jedi Squadron. You can also leave us any feedback you'd like to offer us directly on our website. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, we thank you so much, and please leave us a rating out of 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and leave any comments down below, as we love to take the time to read comments left on our channel and give our fans, shout-outs. If you have any seasons of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, or other tokusatsu shows that you'd like for us to check out, please don't hesitate to say so in your feedback. With all that said, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time as we continue our never-ending journey through the world of tokusatsu. But until that time, you all stay safe, we love you, and may the power protect you.